Hello and welcome back to Gnomoria and to Castlegoat and to autumn that is actually coloured like autumn. As you can see, the grass is a sort of dying off browny shade, not the nuclear green that you are familiar with. The trees, or at least some of them, are red. They look blood red actually, and orange, and generally it has a more autumn feel. This is because I received permission from now I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of the name, Danny Angie 1, who is the mod author for the Gnomoria Seasons mod. That includes the auto season tileset changer by Abdullah321. They're effectively two mods. Danny Angie 1's mod includes all of the actual graphical tile set, and Abdullah's auto changer allows the seasons to change in-game. Now, I haven't tested that particular feature because the seasons haven't changed since I installed the mod, but I have my fingers crossed that it will all work automatically. Traditionally, if you wanted the seasonal tile sets to change, you had to save when the season changed, exit out of the game, rename the tile sheet, and then load back up with the new tiles being used. But all of this looks fantastic. I am sure you will all agree. There are a couple of other changes. You may notice that the pillars look different, and also the helmets look different. These are just included in the tile set. I actually think the helmets are kind of cool. Not sure about the pillars though they look more dwarvish than gnomish, if you ask me. All harsh edges and geometric shapes rather than circles, but we'll live with that, I'm sure. Now, as you can see, we have a few goblins. We've got 1, 2, 3 goblin raiders, I believe. No, 4 goblin raiders, a iron equipped goblin, and somewhere up here, a steel equipped goblin. Oh, is there another one? No, it's just them by the looks of it. So I've already issued the orders for everyone to get dressed and sound the alarm, and we are going to be waiting for them to appear. I am going to set the poisonous ancients to go and guard this location though, the you shall not pass guard point. And we'll just wait for these guys to actually get ready. It looks like the alarm has been sounded, so everything is going well. They should all be equipping soon. And our guards should be released. Let loose the gnomes of war. If the auto-pause would stop messing things up. There we go. The raiders will be dead very, very soon. Now, we do want our militia to get involved at this point. Where is the goblin fighter? There we go. Right, if everyone would attack the goblin fighter, I would be very pleased. It sounds like some people are already bleeding. I can only assume that's the raiders. 2 have died. Any more going down? Let's just make sure that all of this blood is goblin blood and not ours. Let's see. Goblin right leg. Oh, poor little goblin there. Right, let's have a quick look at what's going on. Adra swings with his bronze hammer at the goblin, hitting the left leg and smashing the worn steel greave. Goblin falls to the ground. Right, there are some goblins dead though. Goblin's head is bleeding because Deathbot swung his basalt hand axe at it. Sir Prancy is dazed. Goblin swings with his worn steel hand axe at Sir Prancy, hitting the head and cutting the bronze helmet. My lord, that's not good. Goblin's right arm has been mangled. Rick swings with the basalt hammer at the goblin, hitting the right arm and crushing the bone. Goblin's right eye has been mangled and his blind firing staplers probably bit it in the eye. No. Hit it with the basalt hand axe. She wanted to bite him in the eye though. Goblin lost his right leg to Leo the Jester, who swung with his basalt hand axe. Sir Prancy gets up. My lord, they are really taking those goblins apart, but Sir Prancy is dazed and I'm not liking this at all. Hopefully we'll get you a steel helmet before long. Okay, they are really just being taken apart at this point. Where's the goblin soldier? I want to make sure that everyone will engage him when the goblin fighter is dead. Ooh, lots of blood. Still goblin blood though, so all is well. Another goblin is down. I can only imagine it's the 2 fighters, and that's it, is it? Are you not going to attack the goblin soldier, everyone? I would really appreciate it if you did. I can't stress how much I would appreciate it if you would... okay. They weren't having any of that. Now, basically the way that gnomes will respond to an attack, usually if they're in the military, they'll respond if you tell them to. I'm not sure what happened there. It was probably my fault though, but Someone was asking why in my Spider Slaughter Let's Play, sometimes the gnomes would engage opponents even though they weren't part of a military. And that's because whenever the gnomes see an enemy, they'll try and gauge how likely they are going to be to take it on. And one of the things they'll look at is the equipment that the enemy has and the equipment that they have. And if the enemy has significantly better equipment, they'll try to bail. They don't want any of it. I'm happy for them to get out of those situations, honestly. But if they do think they've got a chance, even when they don't really, like they've got, I don't know, a copper hammer or something and no armor, and they're fighting a monitor lizard, which is pretty much death, unless they've got like 90 in hammer skill, then they'll still take it on, which is a bit silly, but there we are. Gnomes are silly sometimes. Right, get up there and fix that door, please. Now, oh wow, everyone's gone to sleep. Progress is still being made on the expanded Great Hall. It's going to take a while because our stone masons are hard at work. Each marble block is carted out there fairly quickly, but it does take time. Other than that, progress is still being made. We're slowly tiling out this whole area. We've almost finished it off, and then we're going to start on the next layer. And so right now, we're still just waiting on things. I have the bedrooms slowly going up over here as well. As you can see, serpentine bedrooms. It's going to be 3x4 for our smiths. Oh wait, that one's a little bit bigger than it should be. My goodness, you're not going to get a bigger place. That would be unfair. I'll have to adjust that one. But it'll be 3x4 rooms for them. And hopefully we'll be able to fit in a couple of furnishings. That'll just mean they'll be able to work for longer without sleeping. But for now, I'm going to pause the recording while I let everyone clean up the goblins off the floor and otherwise continue with the project. So see you soon. And welcome back. It looks like I got caught off guard a little bit. I didn't notice these buggers sneaking into the fort while I was cleaning everything up. And worse still, quite a lot of our military are not in the training grounds. However, our 2 shield bearers are. I've already given the order to ring the alarm bell. I've already given the order for everyone to change into the correct uniforms and to switch to frenzy. I think. Let me just double check that. Yes, I did. Fantastic. Right. Well, I've told my military to march up and attack them so that at least we'll be closer to the boxes of bandages when the fight happens. But this is going to be nasty. There are 8 mants there in total. So we need the bell to be rung as soon as possible. Has it already been rung? Yes, fantastic. Okay, we need everyone down here. Now, the rest of our military should be here soon, I'm hoping. There they go. Now, Adsto is becoming remarkably amazing with this hammer, 73. Someone did point out that it would be a shame to lose that skill. And you know what, I'm kind of inclined to agree. What I may do is when we switch from using the shield skill, I know this part of the reason why I wanted to do this was to keep Adsto out of the fight, but I may just have him dual wielding hammers instead, or give him a war hammer. I'm undecided on which one to choose, but I will be keeping him as the commander though. However, I may be changing our assassins because we're not seeing that much damage output from them. It may just be that they're not particularly skilled yet, but well, we kind of need them to be pulling their own weight at this point. Right, everyone get involved in this fight. If you've got your equipment, get in there. Now, hopefully, we're going okay here, but that is an awful lot of people there. I'm not seeing anyone bleeding yet, though, and one mantis is already down. Was that the sound of blood? Don't think so. Hopefully not, anyway. Come on now. Another mant down, I believe. Is that 2? Yes, it's 2. Right, down. It's down to 6 now. And our military's actually doing fantastically well. Usually, this sort of thing would be pretty bad. This many mants would have worn through someone's armor by now. Left arm poking the bronze pauldron. That isn't particularly bad. See, mant stings so Prancer hitting the right arm poking the bronze pauldron. Okay. Are any of them hitting him in the chest plate? Bronze pauldron? No, they're going for his arms. That's not good at all. If he loses an arm, that would be horrible. Well, it would mean that he wouldn't be able to be a shield bearer anymore. Simple as that. Smashing the bronze greave. They're not going for his chest plate, though. That's interesting. He's not blocking a large amount of the attacks, though. Aavak swings with his basalt hammer at the man, hitting the left leg, smashing the chitin. Man's abdomen has been mangled and is knocked back. Right, okay. Now, one thing that someone pointed out is that we're not seeing our assassins doing much damage. And looking through this, that is quite true. Aavak has hit twice so far, and I haven't seen our assassins hit once. That's very bad, actually. I don't know how much of a bonus they're getting for the attacks. The military position that our assassins have, of course, is sneaky, and that means that with a melee weapon equipped and wearing leather or no armor, this gnome decreases enemy vision range and has a bonus melee damage when target has a different target. So as long as they're not targeting the assassin itself, it gets bonus melee damage, but would it perhaps be better if they were frenzying instead? I'm going to have a look into that. Perhaps the sneaky role is much more for an actual group of rogues that might go out on patrol, minimizing the distance at which enemies would notice them so that they can actually observe more, perhaps. I'll have a look into that. If I do switch them to frenzy, they'll be having 2 weapons, an axe and a hammer, so they would be as lethal as our militia, if not more so. Another mantis down. Oh wow, we're actually doing really well. 4 mants have already fallen. That means there are only 4 left. Well done, everyone. And no casualties yet. No wounds either. And how many are left now? Right, there's only 2 left. No, let's have everyone join in. Everyone can gain combat experience from this. That's right, get back there. There we go. Well done, everyone. Now, so Prancy, are you okay? He's just fallen over. Okay, well, your bronze gear actually did remarkably well there. I am very impressed. Very impressed indeed. Now, I'm going to pause this recording here, and I'm going to go ahead and tell everyone to stand down and continue cleaning up the fort. As you can see, I'm trying to get rid of all of the rubbish that's just been accruing in the courtyard here before we actually start to try and build anything up. Basalt is proving to be a bit of a problem at the moment because the lack of basalt means that very little work is being done on the marble here because basalt is a higher priority. I've considered changing that, but really, I mean, there isn't that much basalt left to build, so hopefully that'll be done soon. But when you return, we may even have begun work on some of the bedrooms, if not have done a large portion of the Great Hall. So see you in a few minutes. And welcome back. We actually have finished our first blade trap. We finished all of the mechanical bases, all of the trap bases, and I noticed that we had 1 bronze blade already made. And because we now had a bronze version of everything, I could be quite specific in telling them what to make. Now, we need to place this trap. We want to go to mechanism, we want a self-powered trap, and we want a blade trap. A trap that needs to be reset after being triggered. Now, as you can see, the trap looks quite nasty, which is good. That's what we want it to look like. You can't really rotate it. It always looks the same direction, but from what I understand, it affects a couple of tiles around it, or maybe just the cardinal directions. But we're going to place it right up, well, yeah, right up against the door. And as soon as we get another, I'm going to wait until we've got the other before we try to place it. Oh, fantastic. Someone's going straight there. Go on, get out there. Build that trap for us. Where are you going? Oh, you're going to probably go and grab some fruit. We are actually now to the point that we're pulling in the fruit from outdoors. I've been keeping an eye on that because I don't want anyone going out there in the middle of the night when the goblins are about to attack. Though, with the change to the way that the goblins actually arrive, that is that they take time to get here, based on how far away their kingdom is. Unless you're very unlucky and you have to have a kingdom that's only 1 day's travel away, you're not going to have fights every night. It's probably going to be every 2 nights or every 4 nights. If you're particularly lucky and they're very far away, it might be, you know, a week, or, well, not that gnomes really seem to track weeks, but it could be 6 or 7 days away. There we go. There's our first blade trap. Let's have a look at this. Bronze blade trap. Worth 162. A bronze blade trap. The trap is set. It was crafted by Rick. Now, anyone with the mechanical skill, I believe, can go out and reset that. When that triggers, someone will be given a job automatically to go out and reset it. That is, a job will be there waiting for someone to do. Now, we're going to have to keep a close eye on that because it could lure someone to rush out there. That's why I placed it next to the doors. is because by the time that something's here, they're not going to be very far from knocking the door down and then being visible through these pillars, which will alert me to their presence, even if I hadn't noticed it already. Now that should do a little bit of damage, should soften things up that don't have anything on their legs, or just do a bunch of damage to their foot armor. It may even... Well, I don't think it's going to kill anything, not the sort of things that we're finding now, but perhaps the Goblin Raider might be slain by that, maybe 2 or 3. It could even be that once I've got a couple of these traps set there, that by the time that the goblins reach this door, all the raiders have been killed, so the goblins just leave. That would be a very interesting turn of events, I must say. Now, as you can see, we've cleared up the cotton that was clogging up that area. It took quite a while to do as well. Where are you off to? Where on earth did you just go? Someone just... Oh, was it a trader? It probably was a trader. Okay. Panic. Panic cancelled. Now, sooner or later, I'm going to have to clear up all of these eggs in there, but for now, I'm going to leave it accrue. We have completed this wall, but I'm not going to assign another wall to be built yet, another layer of the walls, because we've still got a lot of work to do over here. We are starting to get there, though. Oh, my goodness, what happened there? Oh, I see what was going on. Damn it, I doubted myself and everything. Right, okay, well, I need to replace these floors with basalt blocks. There and there. And I also need to cancel this job. Ah, damn it. It's thrown everything out. My lord. I should learn to trust myself, really. Right, let's see. Replace floor. We want decorative stone floor. And we want this to be... No. We want it to be serpentine. We want one there and one there. Then we want to build floors. And again, decorative stone floor, serpentine. One there and there, and then finally we want a engraved floor, so just a plain engraved floor of serpentine, and that will be... Oh, actually we need to replace that one. That will be the room there. I thought I calculated it right. Okay, right, once again though, I'm going to be pausing the recording as we are just going to be waiting on more things to be built. Soon, hopefully, we will actually see these traps in action. I hope we'll be able to get more built there, though, before then, so that they actually are effective and may even kill a few things before they get through the door. That would be pretty nice to see. But I shall see you in a few minutes. And welcome back. Look at this. Rick has invented the mechanical wall. We're also building a new blade trap down there. Now, there is only one thing left that I need to actually start work on some proper mechanical traps, and that is a windmill. A hand crank is not going to cut it, as a hand crank would need a gnome pretty much permanently working on it in order to generate the power that we would need, especially for something like a mechanical wall, which needs power in order to stay shut. The whole point of that then would be that we need some sort of automatic power supply. Otherwise, there's going to be a gnome just stood there keeping the doors shut, and that's not really going to work for what I have in mind. But we are that much closer. Just one more thing, I think. I think the windmills are the very next thing to be researched. So hopefully Rick will be able to help us with that. Though it is taking a little bit of time between each one, though now we have 2 blade traps set up and 2 yet to be made. Ooh, what's happening down here? How much bronze are you stacking up? Okay, you're making something other than a blade, because that blade only needs 2 bars. Are you perhaps going to try and make another tower shield or shield backing, maybe? I'm not sure. I have watched Vastoen make a tower shield and then immediately smelt it because it was poor. That must be rather disheartening. It was certainly disheartening for me. But other than that, things are still progressing. We're still waiting on things, though this floor is almost completely finished now. As you can see, all of the basalt that we are actually using has been built, so we're no longer waiting on that, and that means that the Great Hall has made some leaps and bounds in terms of its progress. We are almost finished with this. I'm still yet to decide what we're going to have over here. I've played around with different ideas. We could have different kinds of carvings on there, but I'm thinking we're going to do something with metallic walls. I was considering perhaps having the whole wall be silver, like a giant mirror at the back of the Great Hall, and I'm still considering that option, maybe with torches put in between, maybe have 2 large panels of silver, then a panel of gold or a panel of bronze. I'm not particularly keen on gold. Bronze or brass, much more pleasing to my eye than gold is, but we'll have to think about that. I do like the idea of replacing some of the walls though with silver and having a sort of mirrored Great Hall. I like that a lot. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and pause once again. I really only brought you back to point out that Rick has been fantastic and has built a mechanical wall, or rather designed it, and now we can build it if we want to. It will be some time though before we actually get around to doing that. But at this point, I really should start laying out the groundwork for this tower. I think once we've actually finished on the Great Hall, because this is going to take a lot of my attention for now, and I want to get this finished sooner rather than later, we will actually then set to work on laying out the plans, the footprint of the entryway, which will be quite tall. It's going to have a very large tower on top. But that is probably going to be in a very distant episode. But for now, I'm going to pause the recording once again, and we are going to see what we can do with setting up the Great Hall now that all of the marble work is done. Hopefully, when I return you, there will be even more work done still. But we will have to let the fates decide on that one. So see you soon. And welcome back. As you can see, I am starting to make some progress with the Great Hall. I've got an idea starting to form now in how I'm going to tile it. But right now, I'm just getting some lights in here. I've designated a copper floor there. And what I'm thinking of doing is bringing the alarm bell into the Great Hall. So a copper floor makes a little bit of sense since it's a copper alarm bell. What the dickens? Hang on. Why did that simply get moved? Really? Is that just a barrel there? No. Doesn't it? I told you to clean this up. Why? I don't know sometimes. These bloody gnomes. But hopefully they'll clean those barrels that shouldn't be there out of the way. Now we've built another one of the blade traps, so we've currently got 3 set up. The last one is due to be set up as soon as it is built, and that just requires that another sword blade be made. Now, up here we have had 2 merchants arrive, and that's what I've brought you back for. But we are starting to make some progress on the rooms up here. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys to continue the construction of these rooms. Hopefully we will soon have a bunch more gnomes in actual quarters. I'm sure they'll be very happy with this. Let's just get those set up. Now, as for the trading, we have a merchant from the Scalded Land and a merchant from the Loved Land. Let me just refresh my memory on who they are. Merchant City-State and Agricultural Settlement. Alright, well, what have we got here? This will be the Merchant City-State. Alright, how are we doing for stones? We are good on all of them, so there's really no reason to buy any of those. Have you got any logs? No, you don't. You have, however, got some ore. Now, let's see what kind of ores we've got. We have silver ore. We have loads of tin ore. We're going to pick this up and we're going to take an extra 9 tin. That way it'll match with our copper. And malachite, we really don't need any more of that. Iron we'll take, obviously. And we'll take all of the silver that you've got to give us. As for anything else, I don't think we really need anything else. We've got more than enough cotton. Cotton is something I am worried a little bit about because we're not growing any cotton specifically. But with the sorts of trades that we can make now, I don't really think we need to. We'll just buy in the cotton that we want. Now, what else do you have? Nothing. Really nothing at all. Okay, well, that's good enough. Let's see about trading off a 2.3k. We should be able to make that. Hopefully, if we've got any actual rings, we should be able to make that really easily. 1 sapphire, fine sapphire ring. 1 regular sapphire ring. Okay. Well, that's already done a fair bit of the work for us. Now, let's sell off all of these statuettes. We should be able to get pretty close, if not hit the mark. Okay, maybe a little bit further away than I was expecting. That's a shame. Okay. Are there any poor things that I can sell off? No, we don't really want to sell off a poor... Well, actually, maybe we do. That would prompt better ones being made, but no, we're going to wait until we've actually made all of the ogre leather armor that I've told them to make, because I have told them to make 1 spare, I believe, and then we'll trade off any poors from that, so that pretty much the poor ones will be the ones that have been left on the ground. But other things we might be able to trade. No, No. Okay, let me go and see if we can prioritize making some more silver items. Now, thankfully, that will all be saved. So right now, what we need is silver. How high is silver on here? Well, actually, silver's quite high. All right. How about you? No? That's fine? Okay. Well, it looks like we may need to wait on that then. What about the necklaces? Gemmed necklaces require 2 silver bars. And any cut gem. Well, we should have that. Let me check my stocks. How much silver have we got? We've got 1 more ore. Jewelry. No, we don't want that. We want metal. Where are you, metal? Here we are. We want to know what bars we've got. We've got no silver bars. Okay, well, we're going to have to make the trade then, and then come back for more. So, let's drop the tin ore for now. And, well, we could drop the copper ore, and that's going to drastically drop what we need. Okay, well, that's not too bad then. We'll pull back some of the statues. It's exactly... Oh, that's near enough. Right, hopefully we can make some of that silver ore into jewelry quickly, and then we can trade for the rest. But for now, let's have a look at what you have for trade. You have a lot of cotton. I wouldn't mind taking that off your hands. Actually, no, we don't need to trade for that right now. Let's put that back. But we do want the wool. We want all of the wool that you can possibly give us. We don't need any of the other foods, so we'll just leave that as is. Now, we should have a couple of... Where are you? Statuettes that we can sell. I've probably already passed them. No, I haven't. That is interesting. Perhaps they don't want to buy statuettes. I can't imagine why. Okay, well, let's have a quick sweep down, see if there's anything that catches my eye. I could sell blocks to them, but I don't think that would be particularly clever. Oh no, here there's statuettes, huh? Fair enough. Right, we should be able to easily make that. In fact, we've already hit it. What am I doing? We'll take 3 of those back. We'll let you keep 2 gnome bucks worth of profit there. Now the wool is going to help us making armor, as that is pretty much what's holding us back. But that's all I think we're going to be doing in this episode. The Great Hall is starting to make some progress now, and I'm actually getting a little bit excited on where this is going to go. In fact, let me just build some more torches. Regular torches, though. So we want 1 there, and all the way over here. I'll see then how far these torches spread their light. I may have some torches over here, or as I said, I may have some sort of partitions in this large metallic wall that will eventually be metallic, and I'll have some torches dotted around there. But so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. If only I could show that to you. But eventually, you will see what I'm thinking about. But that is it for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you will be joining me in the next, as always. But until then, do take care.